The Tynee Mini 2 is a short electric skateboard, very reminiscent of the late Boosted Mini, rest in peace. There are a number of things about this board that make it stand out among the competing electric shortboards, most notably its very long range. The Mini 2 is available with hub motors or belt drive, urethane wheels or cloud wheels, and a long-range battery or a very long-range battery. Tynee sent us the belt drive version with urethane wheels and the very long-range battery. For this review, my henchman Alex and his henchman Chase Missing Tooth Parker tried out this board extensively in Hangzhou. Alex has actually made several DIY boards using the Boosted Mini deck, so he's the best person to cover this board. Let's find out how he feels about the Tynee Mini 2.
What the f are you doing?
No, this is not what it looks like.
The Tynee Mini 2's deck is made of layers of real Canadian maple, with painted sides that make it look very clean and stealthy. It has an aggressive concave that really locks your feet in for more precise control of the short deck. For some, the concave might be too aggressive and a little bit uncomfortable, but for me, it is noise. There's a kicktail. Combined with the short deck, you can make turns on the spot and makes urban commuting super convenient. There's also a sliding puck under the kicktail. For you cool kids out there that think using the remote is just too amateur, you can break using the kicktail as well. It also comes with a nose guard that protects the deck, so you don't gotta worry about the board slamming into the wall. And the most exciting feature to me is that there is a brake light on top of the rear truck, which has a great safety feature. It isn't the brightest light in the world, so it can get hard to see during the day, but at night, it's quite visible. Because of where the light is placed, you gotta be a little bit far away to be able to see it. The tail light doubles as a riser though, which makes using the tail puck a bit more difficult. The Tynee Mini 2 uses the same PE trucks that they use on the Tynee Ultra. These trucks are surprisingly carvy at 43 degrees, which is a little bit different than what I'm used to. The 7-inch reverse kingpin design makes the board feel responsive, and also a little bit more stable when reaching top speed. The shorter wheelbase paired with the shorter truck results in a ride that feels very nimble. The truck comes with standard longboard bushings that are 95A. I find it a little bit too hard for my liking. I switched them out for some high rebound bushings, and now they feel good. It even has rib pivot cups for your pleasure. 90mm 78A wheels that comes on the Mini 2 has a contact patch of 62mm, the same as the Tynee Ultra. I have not had these wheels lose grip on the road even with hard carving. Chase Missing Tooth Parker also had trouble sliding on them, so you know they grip pretty well. I've got crappy roads on my campus, so having some cloud wheels will improve the ride quality for sure. The Tynee Mini 2 uses a 363 watt-hour 12S 2P pack from the industry-leading battery manufacturer Molicel. Being a 12S belt-driven shortboard, it's more powerful than most boards in its category. With a larger battery pack than most shortboards, I got about 30 kilometers of range on speed mode 4, while riding on mostly flat terrain and being a little bit trigger happy. With the included 2.5A charger, it can be charged within 3 to 4 hours. The two belt-driven motors on the Mini 2 are 5055 170 kV BLDC motors from Dongxingwei, with 850 watts per motor for a total of 1700 watts, but for a smaller board, using a smaller motor is a reasonable choice for more range. The motors are frontward mounted so they don't get in the way of the kicktail, and in general, it looks cleaner as well. The Mini 2 uses the insanely popular Hobbywing ESC, known for their smooth linear control and powerful output. In my opinion, the Mini 2 is a sufficiently powerful shortboard. It is able to climb some hills and is an awesome second board for daily commute. But the acceleration isn't the most powerful. The torque is okay at the beginning, but drops off once you pick up some speed. I reached a max speed of 45 kilometers an hour, which it got a little bit sketchy. The remote is a standard Hobbywing remote. By pressing the function button, it changes speed modes 1 to 4. Double-clicking it puts it in forward or reverse. It's a formula that most of us are familiar with here. Speed modes 1 and 2 are beginner modes, and speed mode 4 feels the most natural. By pulling back the throttle, the brake light comes on. Clicking the power button twice puts the brake light in flashing mode. Twice again, the brake light will be constantly on. Every time you restart the board, the light setting resets, unlike speed modes, which I think can be improved upon because I prefer the flashing mode myself. At 7 kilograms, it's a really portable board. You can carry it by the front truck, slide puck, under your arm, on your shoulders, or even on top of your head, if you're into that. Because it's a short board, you can't really pull the board unless you don't really mind looking like this. It's a lot more fun riding it everywhere than just carrying it in your hands. I've been using it to go to classes for about a week, and it's very convenient to put it under the desk or on the side. The Tynee Mini 2 has a deck that looks like the Boosted Mini, but not quite in some places. It has a notably different battery and ESC enclosure. It looks like they put all the components from the Tynee Ultra on a mini deck. Same as the Ultra, the screws on the Tynee Mini is completely hidden. Contributes to its sleek look. I just don't understand why they didn't extend the battery enclosure all the way to stuff more batteries. One tiny thing that I noticed though, is that the grip tape isn't cut all that well, but it's an easy thing to fix. Tynee offers 12 months warranty on their boards, which is one of the
Actually, during the production of this video, the warranty dropped from 12 months to 6 months. But don't get mad, because they also dropped the price of the boards by about $40. For those of you who want the longer warranty, you can actually purchase extended warranty from Tynee. You can purchase 6 additional months or 12 additional months. Okay, back to Alex.
Warranty in the market. Same as most other brands, if there's a defect on their board, they'll send you the replacement part instead of shipping it back. As a DIY builder myself, it's not that big of an issue, but some users who don't have experience in fixing things themselves, there might be a learning curve. The Tynee Mini 2 is pretty much a better boosted mini. It's for people that live in urban areas that frequently use public transport, that want a very portable and nimble board for that last mile. It has a brake light which makes it safer to ride during the night. It has a deck that I think is really well designed. Chase Missing Tooth Parker even used the boosted mini deck to go downhilling, so you know it's pretty darn good.
Very nice, very nice. This is the first time that Alex has hosted and edited a review video, so hit the like button to make him feel nice. Now let me give you some of my thoughts about the Tynee Mini 2. 363 watt hours on a short board is a lot. My first thought was, who's gonna ride that far on a short board? Because short boards are not very comfortable. They're more for short distances, but with a very high capacity battery, you don't have to recharge after every ride. So that's pretty nice. And the fact that it's using a 12S battery instead of 10S is a good thing for people who live in hilly areas and people who are heavier. I like the bumper that they have in front. It looks like a very clean design. It is a pretty minor thing, but it's something that others don't have. At least I haven't seen it on other boards before. Not like this anyway. I'm not a fan of dual enclosures on a short board because to me it feels like it just screams cost savings, you know? The only reason to use 2 enclosures on a short board is to cut down on cost by using the same parts on different boards. But it's a minor thing. I prefer a single enclosure though, but again, it's not really a big deal. But just like the Tynee Ultra, I kind of dislike the fact that these enclosures look so much like they borrowed heavily from the X-Way Flex enclosures. I do like that the screws are hidden though. I think that looks really nice. So those were my thoughts and Alex's thoughts. How do you feel about this board? And as always, if you're interested in this board, I have a discount code and referral link in the video description.